Hi, this is Adam Olin, CEO of Russell & Spark, a boutique branding and marketing firm. After 25 years in creative agencies, I realized that the very best reviews came from my story training sessions. So I turned them into a keynote, but I didn't know how to break into speaking. I'm so glad I found Laurie-Ann Be in Demand podcast and joined her community of speaking professionals. From book publishing to sales strategies to the details that distinguish true professionals, it's been invaluable. Even if you can't get into her exclusive community calls, you can still listen to the podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Laurie-Ann. I am your host of the Be in Demand show, and today is a special speaker breakthrough session. If this is the first time you've ever listened to a speaker breakthrough session, it is where somebody in my audience, not one of my clients, has raised their hand and said, yes, they would like to have some coaching. Erinn is from the audience. She's been on my email list, and she raised her hand to say, I would like a speaker breakthrough session. And if you would like to book your very own session, stick around to the end. So, Erinn, welcome to the show.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay. Erinn, can you share, what do you do? What do you do and who do you help?
Wow, I do a lot, but the speaker piece is what talking about that. So I have always, in one form or the other, I always say, what do you do what you're good at, right? That's really when you decide what you should be doing. And so I'm good at teaching, but I'm really good at talking. And so I speak and I do a lot of professional learning facilitation. I also do emceeing and things of that nature. So where I am going now is I do coaching as well. So I coach women of color who need assistance and support with their dissertations. But I also, like I said, I MC. And right now my goal is moving into, I'm trying to also move into a few other things.
Okay. It sounds like a little bit of a menu. And that's okay. That can be a conversation for another day. What can I help you with today? What would you like coaching on?
Okay, absolutely. Because yes, I do realize that I was like, oh, I have a lot of things that I do, and whether you actually say all those things or not. But if I had to say my number one thing, right, I feel like it is the speaking. My trouble is right now where I'm going with it is I do the dissertation coaching, but I feel like I can speak not on anything. I mean, yes, if you give me something written, I can stand up and talk about nuclear engineering. That's not the problem. I think for myself and where I want to go in my speaking business, trying to decide on that because I feel that my signature talk, I guess that's probably the thing I'm asking for the support with. And my signature talk, do I really want to focus that on my experiences with my doctorate? So that would feed, my speaking would feed business to my coaching business. Or should I do more of I hate to call it generic, but I'll say generic.
Don't.
Company. Okay, how do I?
Don't do generic, because if you're generic, you're not going to get paid much.
Okay.
When you have a laundry list of here are all the different things that I can talk about, from dissertation to confidence to goal setting to healthy meal preps, it's going to come across as, oh, she's just generic. I want you to be an expert in something.
Okay.
So if I made you pick one thing that you could speak again and again and again all day long on, what would that be?
It would be grad school and dissertation, the troubles of doing your dissertation, for sure.
I'm just writing this down. Okay, so dissertation. And I think this is very unique. Okay, what happens if people don't finish their dissertation?
You just don't, and that's it. Because you only have a certain amount of time when you start your doctoral program, you only have 10 years to finish the whole thing. And when you get to the point of doing your dissertation, if you don't finish it, you just don't finish it. Some people are able to go back and utilize some of those credits and finish their doctorates, but most people, your what they call ABD, all but dissertation, for the rest of your life
Okay,
because
hold
you've
on a
done the
second.
work.
So
Yes.
you have, is it that you have 10 years from the beginning of college, your undergrad degree, to finishing your doctorate, or you have 10 years to do your doctorate?
10 years to do your doctorate. So if you finish, yeah, when you finish when you start graduate school or a PhD or doctoral program, you have 10 years to finish
Okay,
it.
thank you. I'm somebody who doesn't have one, obviously. Okay, another question for you. What's the percentage of people that actually finish in 5 years?
Oh, that is a great question. I did some research on that years ago.
Okay. So you don't,
You know,
it's okay. I was just curious.
mm-hmm.
I think you should know what the percentages of people who finish it in 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years,
Okay.
because here's what I'm wondering. This is my next question. For colleges, so let's just say it takes me 10 years to do my doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
Am I paying the university for 10 years?
Yes,
Okay, so the university is making out.
absolutely.
But does it look better to the university if they get to say 50% or even like 75% of our doctorate students finish in 5 years or less?
For the university, the overarching thing is that you finish it. Um,
Okay.
it's yeah, the biggest thing is that you finish. I will say that I would argue, and you're right about knowing that percentage. I will tell you what my argument would be on that. As someone who it took me the full 10 years, it's a different story. But as someone who took me the full 10 years, I was able to see a lot of cohorts go through that time frame. And I would estimate the probably at least half of people who are in grad programs are finishing between 5 and 6 years. Most of the people that I personally know and have personally observed have finished between 5 and 6 years. 3 to 4 years, people can do that. I think in my time, I've like known two people who actually finished in 3 to 4 years just because of what you have to do. And then I think that, yeah, probably up where I was is that's when you're starting to talk about, a lower. So I don't want to say it's exactly bell curve, but that would be my estimate. It's low on the end of 3 to 4 years, and it's low on the 7 to 10, like less than 20%.
What are the reasons why some people take like the 10 years like yourself compared to others?
I think sometimes it's focus. I think a lot of it is when you are in the program, there is a bit of a hidden curriculum, I will say. There are things that you need to know that you don't necessarily know to ask these questions until after it's over. And then you're like, oh, wow, if I had known that, I would have been able to ask this question. And part of it is, I think, the presumption of you've been through college and and truthfully, it gets a little, I'll say maybe embarrassing to sit there and have to go to someone and say, I just don't understand this. It is. It's embarrassing. But I think also it's a decision of, what do you want to study? And if you change what you're going to study, that can take time. Some people experience, I didn't, but I know people who have just experienced changes in their department. I didn't get trapped in this, but I know someone that got trapped into a change in the program. And when they changed her program, that changed that changed what she had to do. And that lengthened her time as well.
Okay. The thing is that I remember when when you were new onto my email list and we were emailing back and forth and you were explaining to me what you did and specifically helping women of color, that I just thought of like, so you're about productivity. Like, how do you get this big goal done
Mm. Yes.
so that you get to have those PhD letters at the end of your name? So one, I think universities really do need you to come in and be speaking to their students. And I can almost see like some sort of recurring contract with universities. And I don't know if you have a university near you. I don't know, where are you located?
I am in the Dallas area, and so the university I actually went to is probably 20 minutes from me.
Okay. What other universities you got?
Several. We have several. I mean, I would say within an hour's drive of me, I can get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get to 10 that I know of.
Fantastic.
Ouch.
So the one that was closest to you, 20 minutes away, that didn't work out?
No, that's the one I went to. That's my university where I have my doctorate from.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I did this thing of, you reach out and you kind of forget people are as busy as you are. And so they don't respond to you, and you do one of two things. You say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get back to them one day, and you never do, or you just presume they're not interested. Again, not thinking about they have just as much to do as you do. And so, yeah, it really is a thing of, as you're saying that, and I appreciate that so much, it really is follow up with me. It's like, yeah, let me go back and say, hey.
Okay. You need a follow-up system. So, Miss PhD, I want you to like make a spreadsheet. Now, what I want you to start doing, you want to open the door to having the conversation,
Mhm.
is one thing. I want you to call the universities, all of them,
Okay.
and just be like, I have no idea who I need to talk to. I was wondering, it took me 10 years to earn my doctorate, and I'd like to help other women decrease that time frame. It doesn't need to take 10 years. And you can even like joke with them. And the reason why it took me 10 years is because it was going to expire. Like I can't go 11 years. So I'm like, just made it. So I would like to, and just have fun with them. Just like you're building a relationship and explain to whoever answers the phone and just see like, who should I talk to about this? So that you could get in there and speak. So I kind of see you speaking at universities could be a paid position and it could be an unpaid position. So let's go with the yes, we see the value, but we don't have a budget for this, Erinn, right now. So you can come in and you can speak to all our PhD students, all of our new ones, kind of like almost like you're part of orientation.
Mhm.
And they get you in there. So, I mean, there's a way for you to be talking about what you do so that you are basically selling from the stage. You're
Okay.
promoting your services in a way that is secret. So, a lot of places don't want you to self-promote because they've been burned by somebody getting up there and speaking and basically doing a 45-minute infomercial. So, I want you to go get my 17 magical phrases. And I'll
Okay.
make sure for everybody who's listening that this link will be down below. But it's speakandstandout.com/magic.
Okay.
That will get you, because you're already on my email list, like make sure you have this download. And this is, it gives you a formula along with some examples. I share with you my examples of how I would use these phrases. Because at the end of the speech, at the end of the presentation, I want everybody that's in that audience, both administration and students, to know that you are more than just this talk. You have another talk. You work with people one-on-one. You're an accountability partner. You have like, because you're going to share like case studies and in my client, in my speech, like this is how we turn one speech into two others.
Okay.
So you might have to do a couple of these for no fee. And I always say it's okay to speak for no fee. It's not okay to speak for free. The difference is there's an exchange of value when you speak for no fee. So you might say to whoever brings you in, I'm happy to do this at my no fee charge in exchange for two things. One, a testimonial based on my performance, and a referral, a warm email introduction to another university or
Okay.
another school or department within the university, especially if you're speaking to like the PhD for like science. And they've got this, oh, we've got this other PhD program for math and business. And they didn't, like, they were only including you with their students. So maybe you can go speak at another department. And that's how you're going to build up your name. So that's one thing. My second question is there anybody else who's doing what you're doing?
Okay, so let me clarify. Let me ask you a quick question when you ask me, is anyone else dissertation coaching?
Yeah.
I would say you can find, there are big, I mean, there are large companies. I don't want to call them out by their name, but there are large companies that do that, will help you get through the process of doing your dissertation.
Okay. Is there anybody doing speaking like you are doing?
Not that I know of. I have not come across anyone who
Okay.
is coaching like this and speaking like this. No.
Okay. I want you to do another search.
Okay.
Use your favorite AI platform so that you can do like a nice deep search. And let's just see if there is somebody else. And if there is, I want you to email me. Well, I want you to email me anyways afterwards after you do this research and just say, yes, there is, no, there isn't, because I got another tip for you. But we'll worry about that after the answer comes.
Absolutely.
So that's what I think. I think you just need to get started. You need a better follow-up system. Don't forget the United States Postal Service.
Okay.
People love to get mail. And for you, I would have a colored envelope. So if you reach out by phone, okay, and then you get transferred to somebody's department and you end up leaving a voicemail, and then maybe you call back like a week later, think of sending something in the mail. And the funnier you make it, the funnier. The more likely they're going to call you back or email you saying, I got your card, I got your letter. So we want to keep them short because you remember, people are busy. This is the thing about all of these different like podcast pitches that are out there and speaking pitches. People have these long emails. They're long template pitches. And people are too busy for this. Short, sweet, open the door to the conversation. I have other podcast episodes that talk about opening the door to the conversation that I want to encourage you to go and find. I can't think of the episode number off the top of my head, but it really is, I think it's called about using your warm market. And that's where I talk about opening the door to the conversation.
Okay.
Because when you open the door to the conversation, you're not saying, oh, book me, book me. You're saying, hey, I want to learn about your process. Because when you learn about their process, you're making it about them. And then you're determining, is this a good setting for me? So that's what the whole opening the door to the conversation is all about.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow.
We get a lot done in a short period of time, don't we?
Yes, I mean, I just legitimately feel like, first of all, thank you, but I just legitimately feel like I have a whole new plan now. And so, but I feel like now I have this whole new kind of thing I can start today. This isn't even I have to do so much planning and it's going to take me 2 weeks to get this set up. It's easy. I just need to find some names and then that's, easy enough to do. And I know the 10 universities to go after and pick up the phone and call and just start and go from here.
Erinn, my next question to you was going to be, what are one or two gold nuggets that you're walking away with? But I think you just answered that.
Definitely.
I am so glad that you feel like you have a plan and you have something that you can start off with. And I will also say that one of the best things that you can also do is just to be outstanding on the platform. When you get that opportunity, I want you to be outstanding. And I want to also encourage you to go listen to my other podcast, which you might not know about, which is called Public Speaking Monetization Tips.
Okay.
It's a petite podcast is what I'll call it. It is 18 episodes total. And it will take you from beginning to end.
That sounds so excellent.
It does. So, Erinn, thank you so much for coming on to the show. And if you would like to book your own speaker breakthrough session, stick around. Are you tired of hearing crickets on social media? Wondering where to get seen by the right people? Or frustrated with the growth of your business? Then the Speaker Breakthrough Session is just for you. During this free 20-minute discovery call, I'll help you recognize where you're leaving money and opportunity on the table. You'll walk away with tips and a strategy to leverage speaking opportunities to get positioned as the expert, visible to the right people, and monetize your expertise. Book your call at speakandstandout.com/SBS for Speaker Breakthrough Session.